So this happened a few days ago, and because of it, my engine light turned on. The car wasn't driving properly. It was idling super rough and just kept turning off. And I didn't know what the cause was, but as soon as I opened up the engine bay, I saw this and I knew I had to replace that ASAP or I wouldn't be able to drive this car. The check engine light also turned on, which told me something was actually wrong with the car. I wasn't able to check the engine code just yet because the car has been dead. I just ordered a battery tender for this car because the car sits more than I drive it. So having a battery tender is probably the safest option so that I don't have to get a new battery again for the third time now, because again, after a battery sits for too long, it can go bad. So I ordered a battery tender. We're gonna hook that up later today when it gets here. The car is filthy right now. It's been sitting in the garage, even after we got it all polished and painted, but now we can go ahead and fix this issue. And we also got some other few parts so that we can clean up a little bit of the fuel system. I got my corner of car parts here. We got some stuff for the Dodge Charger, so you guys are gonna see that pretty soon. As you can see, pretty big boxes, so you guys can kind of guess what I'm doing, but I can't wait to get these on. The car is gonna look so much better. But the box we're looking for is this one right here. And this one? Yep. So as soon as that ripped, I could have easily went and got a replacement for 20 bucks, but I thought, why not spend a little extra money, get some high quality upgrades for that boot so that it never happens again. This thing is super nice. As you guys can see, it's from CATuned. Great company. They make a lot of nice parts for the E30. So I thought, why not upgrade to that? And then we also got a fuel pressure regulator. Now I know mine is pretty old and I'm not sure if it's working properly. I am noticing that my car is running pretty rich. So I'm not sure exactly what this does, to be honest. I just know I should be replacing it since it's been a while. So yeah, today we're gonna be replacing this as well. And honestly, it's just gonna be nicer seeing a clean part in the engine bay. You should see the other one. It's absolutely filthy. CATuned does send you new hose clamps so that you don't have to reuse the old ones. So we're gonna get the new ones of those on. And is that everything that they have? Oh, I guess I found where one of my tools were. Let's go get all of this installed. It should be an easy one today. So now it's just a matter of loosening all of this up one by one. Now with all the hose clamps loose, we should be able to pull this entire thing off. It's probably a little bit of a tight fit. Come on, there we go. Honestly, I'm not sure if this is a stock piece, but it's really not in bad shape. But we're just gonna go ahead and replace everything now that it is ripped. You can see all that air wedge is going in right there. But yeah, let's put the new one on. And then this is the new one compared to, I'm sorry for all the mess here. So this is the old one compared to the new one. I did make sure that it was the exact same thing because on their website they do not have a part number on this one. You can find the part number and then just verify that it looks the same on the CATuned website. I think some of their other ones have part numbers, but this one didn't. So now we just gotta throw this on. It's gonna look a lot nicer too, so that's nice. Now we're just gonna throw the new hose clamps around everything. A lot of hose clamps, but let's throw this on. And before I throw anything else back on, I am going to go ahead and clean it real quick. So now we can go ahead and throw everything back on. Should slide right back into place. It is a little bit of a tight fit. Now, for some reason, it is hitting our ATF reservoir, so not sure if that's normal. I know the stock one has like a little indentation right here where it stops it from hitting it. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that, but I guess we'll find out, right? Like, I know this one's sitting way too high, so that needs to be pushed down a little bit. So now that we got all of these hose clamps tightened down, everything looks secured. It was a bit of a tight fit right here because of this little pipe. So I tried to push it up as much as possible. I got enough seating where I don't think it's gonna come off, and should be good. So now it's just a matter of throwing this back on, clamping that up, and we should be good to go. Then we'll go ahead and deal with the fuel pressure regulator. And as I mentioned before, that thing looks pretty old. I don't think it's ever been replaced. So after 200,000 miles, probably good to replace that. And after a little bit of persuasion, we got the new intake induction hose, whatever you call it, in. We got this all plugged back up. All the wires are reconnected. We honestly don't even need this anymore. This is a little metal cord that I put around the frame right here, or this bracket, just so it holds it up. But now with this, everything is nice and tight, and it's not going anywhere, honestly. So it is hitting up against this. If anything, I'll just push it a little bit farther down. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, with that, it's not going anywhere now. And like I said, this is a lot stronger material, so this will be able to hold this weight. But I eventually do plan on creating a bracket from here to this. That way it can hold the weight instead of this piece. But we're good to go now on that. Now it's just a matter of putting the new fuel pressure regulator in, which is gonna be pretty simple. I do have the car sitting on the battery tender. The battery is still completely dead. I do need to pull up one of the other cars and get this car started up before we do anything else. So we got the charger hooked up to the E30, so that way we can get a nice old jump. Now let's see if it starts, because it was like dead completely. Should. There we go. And it also looks like we lost our check engine light, which is good, and the car is running. After 2 weeks, it's running a lot smoother. So once it warms up, it should die down in terms of the RPMs. But yeah, let's give it a second. So for some reason, every time I disconnect the jumper cables from the other car, the E30 turns off right away. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. My guess is that battery is completely dead again for the third time, for the fourth time, whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that taken away to get it recharged. Hopefully that situates that issue, because the car starts up right away as soon as I plug up the jumper cables from this car. So yeah, not really sure what's going on with that. I'm sure it's an easy fix. I don't feel like looking into it too much right now. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and just switch out the fuel pressure regulator, see if that helps the car's rough idle. Even if it's a little bit, that's cool with me. With the old one in with the new one. That looks so much nicer, if nothing else. I'm not really sure if this is gonna make a huge difference in how the car is running, but we'll see. Now, I really wish we could have started the car up to see if that made a difference in how the car runs or not. I didn't think it would, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, because now with the battery issue, the car's not starting. So I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is tomorrow morning, drop this car off, or at least drop the battery off, try to get that recharged, see if that's the issue, which I think it is. I don't think it's anything else. And then hopefully come back, plug it back in, and hopefully we're good to go. As you can see, no more battery here. As I guessed, it wasn't gone bad, so even the battery tender wasn't gonna work. So we'll just keep it for the future, and once it gets back, we'll just make sure we plug it in and keep it good to go so this car doesn't drain it for the 5th time. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. On the next one, we'll be running right back to the charger out there, and then we also got a new car that we're gonna be working on. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.